high in the New Hampshire hills, firmly embedded in the handsome Connecticut valley, is Dartmouth College, ennobled with age and rich in tradition. Since its inception in 1769, Dartmouth has become and remained a stronghold of American culture and a leader in American education. October 1947, and the campus is rejuvenated after the slow, sleepy quiescence of the summer weeks. Students have come from towns large and small all over the United States, and from several foreign countries, too. The college town of Hanover throbs excitedly with new life, as Dartmouth experiences the greatest influx of population in its history. Back on the job again in 1947, as it is every year, is the Green Key, an organization designed to orient and guide newcomers to Hanover until they are familiar with the town, the college, and the traditions of Dartmouth life. Temporary relief from the strenuous pressure required by their jobs is found by Albert Dickerson, Director of Admissions, and Edward Chamberlain, Assistant Director of Admissions. These are the men whose task it was this year to single out the best freshman material from some 6,000 applications. Guidance and administration of this large body is undertaken by Stearns Morse, who succeeds the late Robert Strong as Dean of Freshmen. And as Hanover assumes its role of one of the busiest communities in all of New England, the transportation companies face an unprecedented situation. Hundreds of trunks arrive at the Norwich terminal, an impressive overture to Hanover's swollen population. The railroad office reports an all-time record handle for this area, but operates with its customary efficiency under the smooth guidance of Alan Maxwell, who has been serving Dartmouth men for nearly a decade. The 1947 registration reveals an all-time record enrollment of over 3,000, exceeding even that maximum agreed upon by the Board of Trustees. In order to prepare for and solve the problems of a large population and a sharp business increase, a joint college community committee was established by President Dickey. Two members of the committee, Sidney Haywood, Secretary of the College and Head of Public Relations, and Archie Guile of the Hanover Chamber of Commerce, are seen with the owner of Mac's Restaurant. The Hanover merchants have made an admirable effort to meet the demands made on their services and facilities, and the current situation is indicative once more of the fine spirit of cooperation and close integration which exists between the college and the town. One of the indestructible landmarks of the college town is the Dartmouth Bookstore, busier now than any time in its history, and still under the capable management of Dave Storrs. President Emeritus Hopkins spies his old friend and stops by for a moment to offer his greetings. Storrs is a well-known figure to generations of Dartmouth men, and is a 66-year resident of Hanover. The 1947 Convocation address is delivered by President Dickey in Webster Hall in a ceremony traditionally regarded as the official opening of the school year.
May well be the biggest year she will ever know. Whether it will also be one of her great years is the real question. And history will record your answer to that question. From the day he matriculates, Dartmouth becomes both the opportunity and the responsibility of every Dartmouth man.
President Dickey's words are received with enthusiasm by the student body. On hand to aid in the activities is Paleopolis, the executive committee of the Undergraduate Council, the newly established organ of student government. The familiar melody of Dartmouth in Town Again announces the beginning of classes for the fall semester. The men are anxious to be back at work as Dartmouth embarks purposefully on its 179th year of operation. Many of the classrooms, such as this one, are crowded to capacity. Professor of English David Lambeth, long a favorite of Dartmouth students, greets his first class of the new semester. Baker chimes the end of morning classes. Dartmouth's peacetime enrollment is not expected to return to pre-war figures for several years. Although summer sessions, inaugurated in 1942 as part of a continuous wartime program, will not be held in the future. "3,000 men all seeking lunch at the same time further complicates the population problem. The Dartmouth Dining Association and other Hanover restaurants are doing a fine job, however, in combating the problem and in providing, insofar as possible, every convenience which is advantageous to the execution of the students' program. A typical three-man dormitory room in Topliff Hall, furnished and equipped in a comfortable, if somewhat bizarre, fashion. Facilities for studying are provided, in addition to dormitory and fraternity space, in the Carpenter Fine Arts Building and in the Sanborn English House, both of which form wings of the magnificent Baker Memorial Library. Baker itself is one of the most beautiful and best-equipped college libraries in the world, with adequate studying facilities to accommodate more than 1,000 men simultaneously, and with more than 650,000 volumes in its open stacks. Baker provides for the Dartmouth man every desired opportunity for both intense concentration and intellectual relaxation. In line with the long-established Dartmouth tradition, the freshman class is automatically made available to the upperclassmen for such tasks as these. Easily identified by the caps which they are required to wear, the freshmen are subjected to the consequences of this custom for the first 2 or 3 weeks of the school year. Emancipation for the first-year men is guaranteed if they can win, as they usually do, the annual freshman-sophomore football rush held on the campus green. But the 1947 tussle ended in an upset with a surprising sophomore victory. Sad aftermath of the freshman football rush. Under the stern directions of his wife, a student in Wigwam Circle tries to remove the New Hampshire clay from his clothes. There are 300 such couples on the Dartmouth campus this year, many of them now with children. A number of other students and their wives make their homes in the converted South Fairweather Hall, and the remainder live here in colorful Sachem Village. The numerous problems of homemaking are invariably and inevitably solved by the industrious wives, and Dartmouth finds good reason to be proud of them. The proposed $3.5 million Ernest Martin Hopkins War Memorial Center commands intricate and careful planning involving the faculty, administration, alumni council, and trustees, represented in part by Robert Haig, Executive Secretary of the Hopkins Center Committee, and Halsey Edgerton, Treasurer of Dartmouth College. The heavy responsibilities of Chairman of the Advisory Building Committee have been undertaken by Professor Russell Larman. The center's principal feature will be the large auditorium with a seating capacity of over 3,000, more than double the capacity of Webster Hall. Music, drama, radio, and allied activities will have the advantages of adjoining facilities and new and ample equipment. With enthusiastic encouragement from many alumni and friends, Dartmouth eagerly awaits the birth of the Hopkins Center as a new focal point of the college plant. Contributing mightily to Dartmouth's greatness as a college are her associated schools. Here, the Thayer School of Engineering, construction of which was completed in the fall with the addition of 2 new wings for mechanical and electrical engineering. Directly opposite is the Amos Tuck School of Business Administration, which along with Thayer has gained in popularity since the war. Both schools are exceeding all previous records with a current combined enrollment of approximately 350. Dartmouth is proud, too, of having one of the oldest and finest medical schools in the United States. Modern, well-equipped, progressive laboratories, such as this one in Silsby Hall, are in great part responsible for the superior caliber of Dartmouth's two-year School of Medicine. In other classes throughout the college, students give wholehearted attention to the lectures and discussions conducted by a capable and respected faculty. The professor here is Dr. Wingsit Chan, whose reputation as a scholar of Oriental literature, philosophy, and culture has been widely established. Student participation is considered vital to progress and is encouraged at all times as a benefit to both instructor and class. The antiquated physics laboratories at Dartmouth, at present confined to Wilder Hall, are soon to be extended into a large wing to be attached onto Wilder. The proposed addition will cost $500,000 and is to be part of the Hopkins War Memorial Program. Shown here with two of his students is Arthur B. Meservey, class of 1906 and chairman of the Department of Physics. One of President Dickey's fondest dreams came to life in the form of the widely publicized Great Issues course. Embellished with a program of outstanding speakers, the course purports to give to all seniors an urgent sense of their primary public duty as educated men. The fact that the course stimulates and fosters careful thinking and reasoning on the part of the individual is accurate testimony to the value of the course. Informal discussions among the students are encouraged, and members of the steering committee are available at all times for comment, clarification, and guidance. Among the most important of recent appointments was that of Donald H. Morrison to the position of Dean of Faculty. With Dean Morrison here is Dean Neidlinger and Professor of English John Finch, whose play The Wanhope Building was given a successful premiere last spring in New York City. DOC, the three magic initials which over the years have had an ever-increasing significance for every Dartmouth man. Deserving of its status as the largest student organization on campus, the Dartmouth Outing Club is responsible for myriad and varied activities, the most spectacular being the fabulous Winter Carnival held annually. In addition to regular trips organized as frequently as possible, a special freshman trip is featured at the beginning of each school year. Ross McKenney, expert on outdoor activities and general advisor on all phases of outdoor life. With an extraordinary diversification of interests and activities, but always with an overall emphasis on outdoor life, the DOC has helped to give Dartmouth a character all its own and has fostered a distinctive pattern of informal, democratic student life. Touch football on the campus, healthful relaxation between the working hours of the students, and an inevitable accompaniment to the autumn months. Football in a more serious vein. Dartmouth and Pennsylvania clash on Memorial Field. Individual sports, too, have their share of student participation. So begins another year at Dartmouth College. A year promising happiness, a year of work and of struggle and of play. A year of living life fully and vigorously and honestly. And as the time comes for each man when he must leave Dartmouth, he will remember the vows chanted at the old pine by 3 New Hampshire Indians. Till we all meet again, though in distant lands we sigh, parched beneath a hostile sky, though the deep between us roll.